They say football has changed. Do you believe in that, coach? If you can explain even that to me. Do you believe in that?
You know what is the blessing for me to come into South Africa in 1984? Is the country who give me the opportunity to express myself. And I think what God gave to me to stay in this beautiful country and to know South African player is because we started with Palacios. From then I went to Kaizer Chief. From then I went to Kwakwa Star. From then I went to Sundowns. From then I went to Pirates. And Swallow was only about 2 games. The meaning is, if you observe, which thing I coaching, and the play we have, the player we have, fantastic player. You start from with Palacios, you talk about Alfred Sitole, Benito, Lawrence Ingañape, Junior Nkove, de Sandu Misane, Steve Makua de Leita, Danger Sivia, the brother, the father de Innocent Maela, Eric. The meaning is, you start from there, Amu Makari, you start from there only. And then I play a friendly league against Jomo Sono, against Tine Zala, against Ace Olego. Now to me, you start see the life of football.
Yeah, Junior Khanye TV. Angiphethe last number bafethu. So humble. Mfana sithi on 1520. Mabuya ground. Old Trafford, so humble man of God, Prof. Coach Augusto Palacious. Knowledgeable. Produce a lot of players. Give Lerime late, Lebukhang Chispo Mokwena, Benedict Sovilagas do Khanye. The list goes on. Excellent Walaza, Lebukhele Mabe. I know them, they were friends of mine. Coach, how are you?
How are you? Happy to see you again.
Happy to see you, Coach. Yeah, Coach, without wasting time, and please just inform me, man, Coach. And there's a lot of there's a lot of confusion in South African football, and me, I'm a person who like to dig deep. I'm gonna start with this. How do you rate South African football, Coach, recently? I'm talking about the previous football, South African football as a whole. I'm talking, are we in the right track? Let me start there. Are we on the right track? We see Sundowns, they just lost in Champions League now. Against Pyramids, Paris, they lost against Egypt, against these Al Ahly guys. And with Stellenbosch, that lost, I think, quarterfinal, semi-final. Now, Bafana went to AFCON. Semi-final, we lost. And Sundowns is going to Club World Cup. How do you rate the standard of football, Coach, compared to previously?
One thing important, we must be very different from previous, when it was no championship. It was not. Remember, it was only local cups and national team. This is the truth. Now, when coming championship, you're talking the UEFA and you're talking in South America, Copa Libertadores. It's very important. Very important. Why? Marketing your player and finance aspect. It's very good. But one thing that we forget in South Africa is when player performance because it's 2 aspects very important. National team and marketing to go to overseas. This is the bottom line. But if you perform because you are comforted while you're earning, and then you don't have ambition. And this is the truth. The truth is you performance, now the marketing who is, the technology who is now, and you can see a lot of people talking about Mofokeng.
Yes.
Everywhere. And it's a performance.
Yes, true.
And it's coming the marketing. And it's coming the national team. This is the issue of football. The previous football in South Africa, it was more displayed, more identity of our football. Now,
Profoundly.
we copy too many teams from Europe. The some clubs can be good, some clubs cannot be good. In this time when you call them previous, our last Korea-Japan 22, it was no GPS to see you running 100 meters, 400 meters, but we have players who playing overseas, many, and displayed. But now you know everything is technology. I not say the GPS is no good. I not say the analysis is no good. I not say, but everyone work according to your knowledge. Because football no change. Football is still 11 against 11. And this I continue to ask you another question who I don't understand myself. What is modern football? I still no interpretation myself. What is modern football? Modern football took out two players in the wing. Now you analyzed last night Mafana. Where normally was Mofokeng normally more 75 minutes, more in the wing.
Yes.
More in the wing.
Yes.
I mean, he had the two players for the wing from Pirates. And he created a lot of chances in the wing. Now, for me, our football, the identity of football is decreased. It's no increase. And players forget about to perform. I don't know because of issue of money. I don't know the issue of social media. Or I don't know. But you can see one team play this week and another week play different. And the consistent is what is worrying me.
Hey, so deep, eh? And do you think it's about talent identification? I'm talking about, do you have people who've got knowledge to identify the talent, and have got coaches who can develop those players after after you identifying those players?
When you talk identify players, it depends from which age. Because remember, in the moment, development in South Africa is a little bit lower. It's a little bit lower. I'm very grateful, happy that you will see now players in the PSL with 19 years, but not 17 years that we had before. You understand what I'm saying? Because the pressure and the coach is coming to winning titles. This is the truth. Is the local or the foreigner, the pressure is top 8 and winning. I mean, the coach not want to have time to develop a young player, but you had structure. From where development this young player? And the leader say to you, if we want to invest, you must invest properly in development.
Yes.
You must invest properly in no start pie players. And one example, you had Stella Bosch.
Yes.
Stella was selling players every year. He made money with proper structure. You understand? But in the passion and in the policy in Euro and South America, from where I come in South America, every year you must promotion in the policy 3 or 4 players. You cannot say to me, you know graduate, or then the talent identification is wrong. I mean, the talent identification, not all the players from under 15 going to make in the professional, but you have 4 or 5, and then you save the money. And this you need to have time. I remember very clear when Vicente Jr., he was sold to Real Madrid. I was with Orlando Pirates and the program who call him Project X. Very good project, because went to England, he went to Brazil, and we went to watching Flamengo. Parque Stadium. It was the last game de Vicente Jr. with 18 years old, selling $32 million US. The meaning is you create the player and you selling the players. And you invest the money back.
Yes.
You understand? But unfortunately, you see young players who coming in and coming out. And the good this year, the Orlando Pirates almost bring around 3-4 players.
Yes.
3 was player regular.
Yes.
1 in the center back, 2 in the wings, plus the last one in the midfield, 4.
Yes.
And the 4 in the national team of Ghana.
Yes.
You understand what I say? This is the achievement. This is achievement, and to believe, not because you know how to play, but to believe. Now, development not coming because is to identify. Now you say, example, this particular play example, Lucky Lehuati is going to retire. Y la de Ino Temaela, the left back, center back, going to retire. It means 3 or 4 years before, you need to start prepared.
Yes.
When Innocent left, you already had a player.
Yes.
This is the development stage. You invest, and then when the player go, or for injury, or the age, or whatever, you had a replacement.
You prepared that player 4 years before,
Correct.
5 years before.
But you prepare according to the philosophy of the club. You can't tell me any coach come and say, I bring my philosophy. You can't say like this. It's impossible. The philosophy is the history of the club and the culture of the club. And you can't move from there. You're going to tell me that when Real Madrid had Di Stefano, the top goal scorer, he never changed the football, still the same. When Johan Cruyff was in Barcelona, the same thing. I mean, the philosophy remains forever, no matter who is the coach. And this is happening. This is happening. But we need to understand, in 55 million people in South Africa, we had a lot of good players.
True.
From different areas. But we go to the rural areas? No.
We don't do.
Yes, I said to you. And this is, you had example, the Mané for Senegal. I had example, Lucas Radebe, Lucas Tualanzole. He coming from the border. They're sprayed.
Far, 5-6 hours.
Pomoso, Leslie coming from where? From Toyando.
Yes.
I believe sometimes we confuse a scout to coaches to make time to look in players. Because this football is 17-24. 7 days in the week, 24 hours. I mean, when you're not training, you go to watching games. But this is depend on the passion of the person. Huh? You have a passion for the job, like this, no? But this country have a lot of players. A lot of players. And we show. And a so example is when South Africa was at mid-FIFA 1992. How many players start going to overseas? First start Fanny Madida, follow Lucas Radebe, Matt Fitch, Filio Masinga, Tebogo Molloy,
Shus
Mocheo, Helma Makelele, Dave Viñati, Ciso Motaú, Dr. Kumalo, John Butler, Andy Arense, let to counting. Benny Makati, Quinton Fochin, Bradley Canel. I mean, let to count how many. And when we play one of the national team, we have majority players from overseas. And this is the truth.
Yes.
This is the
11,
truth.
that's majority true.
This is the truth. But unfortunately, time changed. The finance aspect also changed, and this is the reason I say to you, some club no have or the financial injection to put in development, or he no one. This is a simple thing. But congratulations who clubs who invest in development, Obviously, sometimes, development the player from Elia, in case the Mofoken coming from the school, the excellent, you understand what I say? And then some of the players also from different clubs. But myself, I never want to forget when I started in Orlando Pirates in 1986, when we have Leboham Mokwena 8 years old. I mean, we had the under 7 and the 8, all division. And majority of the players that we have 12, 13 years, the later Senso Moiva, Gil Leremi, it was earlier age, you understand? But time changed, we still have young players, no? Only my concern is sometimes you see the young players, maybe 50% performance, the next game you don't see him. Or in the bench, or disappear, you know? But in the moment, some of the clubs, he had the injection to put young players who I congratulate. No?
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned something. Some of the things, they are very, very important, key. And you mentioned, number one, there's a coaching, there's scouting. And we don't know how to separate those things. And Coach, I'm going to ask this, and please clarify it to me and to our viewership. I see, what position are you entitled? I'm talking I'm talking to these positions. I seen teams, they identify certain coaches for people. There's technical director, there's sporting director, there's head of development, there's I'm not too sure, Coach, because I want you to clarify me this. And it's for me, it's surprising. I see co-coaches, and then these co-coaches, I see teams, they appoint 2 head coaches, and then they gave them mandate, both of them. After 3-5 games, 3-4-5 games, 6, they released 2 of them. And what's going on, Coach?
But it's a blessing that you don't see any more coach now. You don't see. You don't see now. I don't know which thing have coach in the moment, but I don't think so. No. The problem is we try to copy from overseas, especially from Europe. In football, it depends the structure what you have in the club. Because the club need to have this structure. And especially you professional, you need to understand, if your professional team don't make money, you can run the rest. If the junior make player, you selling, and you make money. This is the between. But now in football, technical director, you're talking technical. You're talking in the technical aspect of the club. You mean the club need to be technical in all aspects. If the player is good attribute and technical, the football who you play, the philosophy who you play, is the technical director. A sporting director is new for me, create in Europe. Create in Europe because it's a sporting, it's a sport. But football is sport. Now sporting director. What is the function? It must be the same. Because the technical director is the person, the link between the CEO or the general secretary and the first team, and the whole club. But there's no interfering. The technical director only can guide him, only can advise to you. He watching the game, and maybe when he had a meeting with the technical team, listen, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, please carefully, but you can't interfere. You can't tell him you must play like this, or this is the lineup. You cannot. And when coming to players, you know, you had the issue, there's not too many clubs in South Africa, coaches, he can sign players. He cannot.
I just want to find out, because I was going to ask that.
Yeah. Now, to follow the technical, and then you have the head of development. When the head of development is the person who in charge of the development, because he's the head in all aspects. In all aspects. When some aspect, recruit coaches, recruit players, the league, identify, he is the head. And he need to have his technical team. It's simple. Now the head deal with the technical director. The technical director. And then he combine about, listen, we're going to have this division or not this division, where we're going to play, how many players we're going to, it's the head.
Oh, is it?
It's the head. Now, but now, when you're talking about now a scout, you only a scout if you need the players.
Not unnecessary.
Not that you a scout, you sign the player, you're learning, but you don't see this player anymore. You understand what is my point? He's saying, no, he get game time. But why not have game time in the team? You buy him from I mean, it's a lot of position confusing.
Yeah, true.
Confusing. You understand what I say? And for me, technical director, sporting director, is there in charge the whole club. And after, he is between the professional team and the development. And the relationship, the communication need to be 100%. Now, coaches from the development, he need to attending training section of the first team.
You mean technical?
Yes. Technical director must attending all the training section. He must watching what he doing. The head of development, the same, he must watching training, because we follow the philosophy of the first team to the development.
Yeah, we take what.
Correct. We coming from the top down. I mean, the coach in the development, he cannot come in with his own philosophy, his own drill, because you need to have the manual, you need to have the syllabus. And the reason is a lot of people who say, the technical director said, yes, but he need to understand, the technical director also need to work according to the policy of the club. He can change the policy, but some clubs don't have policies.
Yeah, true.
No have policy.
True.
You don't know how many players you graduate from junior to, you don't know how many players you want to have
True.
in the team. You understand? And the technical director need to see the whole calendar of the season. Like now, for example. Technical director need to prepare what happened in the season 2025-2026. Start the top 8, you know how the top 8, the pre-season, how many players in, how many players out, how many games we're going to play, how many cup, the calendar complete to prepare. And then you in the championship or in confederation, another calendar. Players in the national team, how many players play in the national team, how many games. This, and the technical director had a meeting with the technical team or the first team, the physical condition, the goalkeeper coach, is analyze people, and then he made a structure about what happened. Like now the league is finished. He must be meet all the technical team to see it was positive, it was negative, what we need to improve, what we need to not improve, or he coming a new coach or not coming a new coach, etc. This is the job. We must not confuse about to say a sporting director is different, technical.
So, coach, if I may ask, who's signing? You spoke something very important. You can't have the different philosophies. Like under 13 is different to the senior side. The senior side is different to the TTC. TTC is different to under 19. You mentioned that. So whose job is that to make sure that we've got, like, I'm going to ask this specific. The technical director is the one who's responsible to bring coaches for all this development. I'm talking about development. And also to the head coach. It's a question.
Correct.
At the senior side.
100%. And remember, one thing important who happened is, in my view, the technical director, he will not have ambition to take the position of the head coach. Only in accidental case,
yes.
who happened. But the technical director is specific to running the technical aspect of the club. This is the truth. Because if I see, for example, I go to the stadium and this player cannot cross, this player missing chances. Apart from the analysis, I have my observation. And my observation I put in the table when it's a meeting. I only put input. This all. The thing is, in majority of technical director, not to offend anyone here, is all the people. It's all the people. Majority. You know, who had experience already in coaching,
yes.
had experience, etc., etc., etc. Y as the young, we must be start learning from years to see what happened. It's the same assistant coaches. You have some time, not to offend, you have the case de Katachi, the all technical team is a foreigner. No one is locally. Correct? Now, and you introduce one or two young coaches to be maybe third or fourth assistant to learning, to growing.
True.
And then in 4 or 5 years, hey, maybe it's time for him to take over.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Correct. But the situation coming difficult, you know, sometimes some coaches obviously like to bring his old stuff.
Yes.
Some coaches no, you understand? But I still believe myself in the technical team to be the combination, the foreigner and locally. or locally alone in case, but happen, you have some club who no have foreigner, Stellenbosch no have foreigner, no, understand? But myself is, the position is, for me, is clear. You have the head of development, the technical director.
Thanks,
Finish.
Coach, for clarifying, because I saw at Kaizer Chiefs they brought Kevin Johnson as a head of development, and they never mentioned that he's going to take over as a senior side coach. And then I saw, thanks for clarifying that, I saw suddenly he was head coach of Kaizer Chiefs. They never gave a budget. They never even allow him to sign his own players. We watched those players for a couple of seasons. They took team nowhere. They didn't take any team anywhere. And then after a couple of games, they released. So I'm not too sure, is that allowed, coach, whereby you sign? It was the right thing for Kaizer Chiefs to do. Do you think that thing was done in a proper way, that Kevin was appointed as head of development, and then suddenly Mlifensek after left, he took over as I think it was Atazwanes, he took over as a head coach. It's a question.
I don't want to go specific who you mentioned, a chief or that. Let's talk general.
Yes.
In my 44 years in South Africa, it's very few teams it can allow the head coach to recommend players.
Yes.
This is the bottom line. It's very few.
Yes.
It's the political aspect. It's club who succeeds, club who not succeeds. But normally, you read in the newspaper, you see in the TV, when players dismiss and you don't have the coaches.
Yes.
You have players who sign and not have the coaches.
Yeah.
You have players who learning, not have the coaches.
Yes.
No? This is one of the culture or the habit in South Africa. Because it's growing like this. You cannot tell a particular club, sign this. It's not going to happen. It's because you see in the news. And then you're saying, but this thing not have the coach. But why this thing the coach not talking about? That he signed this. The thing is, it's years and years and years. And what you can do it. You understand what I'm saying? Remember, it's two different teams in football. In La Liga, it's no owners. The majority of club is the membership supporters.
Oh, is it?
In Real Madrid, in Barcelona, you elect the president, the vice president, the treasurer, who run in the team for 2 or 3 years. The supporters elect the people. You
understand, to become a president.
Correct.
Yeah.
But in South Africa, majority are owners. Owners of the club.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
I say, I not try to offend anyone.
Yes, you just speaking general.
In general,
Not
but
pointing
you will
fingers.
see sometimes coaches or assistant coaches who had eaten here, and then you don't know what happened. You will have coaches who have cellulars in the bench, in the TV saw he had a cellular.
It's getting information.
It's the way it happens in football. You know, now, this owner create the power. And then the coach sometimes is scared to lose the job. I don't say the owner or certain no involved. It's good because it's passion of football. Say to you, but unfortunately it's happening. You know. He will continue like this. He will continue. Because at the end of the day, remember, today I employment you and you lost 3 games, bye-bye. Because it's relegation. But when this coach arrive, he not sign these players. He bring the player to him and he need to work. It's okay. Nothing wrong. And then I say, it's important to understand the football is to work together.
Yes.
Everyone need to work together. Everyone need to put input. It's impossible that one coach can say can do everything. It's impossible. But position in football at identify for football. And this is what we need to understand. South Africa is different to Europe. South Africa is different to South America. I mean, the football is the same because we have talent players.
Yes, true.
But the running of the club, the running of position is completely different.
Yeah, because Coach, I want you to clarify this to me. I see. Yes, I don't want to point. I don't want to be specific to certain teams, but I've seen players even now released before identifying a coach to certain team. Now I don't want to be specific to those teams, and I want to know, Coach, if you can clarify this to me, who's signing players? Because there's a director, as you said, in South Africa, there's people who are running teams with their own budget. And in Europe, supporters elect a president, somebody that will stand for them. In South Africa, directors, we've got directors. I want you to clarify this to me. Who's signing players? Because I see players, they get released before appointing a coach. Or I see players get signed before identifying, before appointing a coach. I just want to know, Coach, and if you who must sign players actually?
You know, it's very difficult to talk about South Africa. If you have, for example, in Euro in England, the coach is the manager. You can't tell Guardiola who to sign. Now Guardiola say, no, this is the budget. And he communicate with who? The technical director and the chief of scout. And the head of development. Which player this year we going to promotion? How many? Which position? Say 3. Okay, fine. And then the chief scout. How many you scout? 1, 2. Perfect. And then he made together. But who made the decision there? Is the coach. Is the head coach.
Or it is the
In
head
England,
coach.
in Europe, is the head coach. The head coach, you decide who sign, and you make recommendation, but it's the team. You remember with the technology now, you can see games any part of the world.
Yes.
And scout anyone.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and this is the reason I said to you. Now, I cannot say a specific to not offend anyone who signed in South Africa. Because you already say something very important. You no coach, but you sign players, and you release players, and you learning players. And this is the observation what we have. But we cannot say who, because we're not there. But we only read in the news who is releasing, or in social media, etc., etc. It's very difficult to put finger. But in the day, you already say, no coaches, but players leaving, players signing. And this happened. It's not only today, it's years ago. Many years ago happened like this. Happened like this, no? But it's part of the club. It's part of the club, the way running the club, you know? If it's successful, good. If not be successful,
But it's not going to last forever.
ah,
Yeah, true. It's not going to last forever. Coach, it's sad, man. People like you have been mentioning this, Farouk Khan, and I'm going to repeat it because it's something that's happening. Coach Farouk Khan, Coach the late Mandla Mazibuko, Sembat, I will mention, and I'm talking about people who understand South African players, people who take out the best out of South African players, people who've got this thing, the way they want their team to play, sign those type of players because of the way they want their team to play. I saw your team that you coach, I think it was a development, the Chiefs. I was close with Gift, I was close with Cheese. I used to come and watch your training session, play against you sometimes, and you stick to your roots. And I want you to share this with me, and please, Coach B, and you're still continuing. I was last to come and watch your academy. It's the same. You never change. And why do you believe in the way the way you want football to be played. I'm talking about even now, your academy, it's the same. How you Pirates, you ran development of Orlando Pirates. Your philosophy is the same for me. It's never changed. And why is that? Because football, as you said, there's languages that there's called so-called modern football, which is even me. I don't believe in that. And they say football has changed. Do you believe in that, coach? If you can explain even that to me. Do you believe in that?
You know what is the blessing for me to come into South Africa in 1984? Is the country who gave me the opportunity to express myself. I think what God gave to me to stay in this beautiful country and to know South African player is because we started with Palacios. From then I went to Palacios. From then I went to Star. From then I went to Sundowns. From then I went to Pirates. And Swallow was only about 2 games. The meaning is, if you observe, we think I coaching, and the player we have, the player we have, fantastic player. You start from with Palacios, you talk about Alfred Sitole, Benito, Lawrence Ingañape, Junior Nkove, De Sandu Misane, Steve Makua de Leita, Danger Sivia, the brother, the father, the Innocent Maela, Eric. The meaning is, you start from there, Amo Makari, you start from there only. And then I play a friendly league against Jomo Sono, against Tines Dala, against Eisolego. Now to me, you start see the life of football.
I understand.
And I go now to Piga Clara, the Pirates, Sundown, Kata Chiefs. And then where are you going to talk more about to North African football?
Yes.
I mean, for me, it's not the player. Sometimes you find the player who is a very dribbling player, very physical player, but no intelligent.
Yeah, true.
Now you need to grow in the intelligence. Now you have a player who very hard work, but the skill is not there. Now you need to allocate position. You have a case of Michael Morton. The hard work. He can intensify the tempo of the game, and it's wide.
Yes.
And we mix. You have Brenda Silent. You understand? Gavin Hem, Matt Fitz. I mean, South African football, it has something who other countries don't have. It's the variation of the element of football. Speed, skill, agility, strength, and this is the more important what we have. And it's the reason for me, the football who South African play is a typical South American football.
Or is it? Yeah, yes, Brazil and
we can't change.
Argentina,
Yes, I said to
yes.
you was a blessing myself to coming to South Africa because it's similar of football. It's the same. The only difference, remember, is South Africa, because of apartheid, it was not television, it was not football international. You understand? And then it's confusing the coaches who come in here, no tactical aspect, no discipline aspect, until we come in now FIFA and the people understand the knowledge, but they start copying wrong things.
Yes.
Because sometimes you change the player who has the ability to play in wrong position and get wrong expression. I is the coach who the player need to express himself,
I was going to ask that
but to
question.
play as the team. Not to play him individual and doing, like they call him chibobo, unnecessary,
Yes.
in his
Show
own
push.
half, and he lost the ball. For me, this is not football.
Yes.
You need to display the football in the whole team.
Yes.
If you enjoy, you enjoy. But South Africa have better skillful player than any player in Africa. Because I went with Orlando Pirates, with national team, with the juniors, to different countries in Africa. And we have fantastic players here. We have fantastic players here. And it's Mofokeng. He was not born in South Africa. He born in countries like the French, in Senegal, he was already in overseas
Yes, true.
to play. Is it true?
Yeah, true.
Is it true?
Yeah, true.
And it's
Not true,
happy.
coach.
Is it true?
Straight true, yeah.
Is it true?
Yeah.
And you check Barcelona.
Yes.
Jamel, look in these players.
Same for King.
Correct. You understand that?
Yeah.
But another reason I say to you, the talent South Africa have, we know value. And some of the coaches or is scared or not have the knowledge to put young players in the team. Because they need experience. No, it need more time. But when? When if you no play? No, let you get game time. Learning. It's okay, no? But what I say to you is the mix,
Yeah.
the young playing, experienced player, we lost. But Pirates back. You see the last game who Pirates played, the last game, he played 5 young players.
I remember
I
five.
think it was against Magesi.
Yes, Slepe was in the middle.
Correct.
Yes.
And Ming is back.
Yeah, and another boy, the left back, new one.
It's back. They said to you.
Youngster.
And remember when Ata Suarez put 4 or 5 players in the lineup and he lost the game, you don't see these players anymore. They said to you, if you have development or you don't have. It's as simple as that. If you have, give the opportunity in short and long term.
Yes.
Because remember, it's important to say, this player now, Junior Khanye, now is 14 years. How long we need to take in him? 2, 3, or 10 years to go to the first team? This is the truth. I have, and the privilege for me, 3 players who I developed in the 70 national team who go to the World Cup with Coach Bella. It's Tumi Bobek, who is now Tumi Makota.
I remember.
I had Tebogo Langeni,
Yes.
and I had Camogelo Marcela.
Yes.
He's in Sundown, Tebogo is in Chief,
Yes.
and Tumi is in Pirates.
Yes.
The mean is national team. The mean you need to keep the view to say, no, this player is 17. Go to the World Cup. You go to the World Cup, it means it's the next step. But it will happen. You don't know it happen. The same, you will have players, the under 20, who champion. How many of them play in the PSL in the moment?
Yes. Yeah, you're right. It's very important.
How many?
Very, very important.
How many?
Fucking God.
Look in the great goalkeeper, we say we don't have goalkeeper, but the boy play outside. Say to you, we not have this credibility and to believe in our players. If the player make mistake, let to correct away the mistake. Let to a specific individual training. It's very important. They say to you, coaches are the same the players. 7 hours, 24 hours. 7 days, 24 hours. It's the truth. If I not training in the morning, hey, I take the soccer ball and I go to the park. And I improve myself. But how many can do it? That's it to you. You know, yesterday South Africa played against Mozambique, completing new teams, and you can see the potential we have. And sometimes we try to criticize Bruce from 1, 2, 3, 4, and not allow him to do the job. And it was successful. It was successful. And remember, in the meantime, we played the COSAFA, the biggest two. And then, and you answer to you, we have players, yes. Who signed players? Very difficult to see.
That's
we
why
only,
I have to ask, because I'm confused, because sometimes players get released before identifying a coach.
Yeah.
And sometimes they sign players
Yes.
before identifying the coach. And coach, when he arrives, it doesn't release anyone.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't sign anyone.
But also, in the meantime, let's be realistic. If I approach you, Junior, this is the team who play in the PSL, and we want you to be the head coach. And you agreed. But you know what player is there. You know already what player is there. If you not satisfy You're not happy, say, sorry, I only can sign you if I'm going to need 4 or 5 players. You promise me to sign this player, and then you sign. This is also part of the coach. You understand what I'm saying? But if the club called you and he said to you, listen, this is the 20 players.
Yes.
You can do the job. And you agreed.
Because it's going to come back to you.
Exactly.
It's going to come back to
Exactly. You already agreed to coach the team. And some of the coaches went to the preseason. And you mentioned now, to no offense, because this is my colleague, the coach Okada Chief. He went to the preseason in Turkey. I mean, already knows what he have.
That's what I'm asking.
You understand what he
Yes,
have?
true.
Now,
Kevin
and
even
then he
himself, true.
cannot say now, I need left back, I need right back.
Because he agree.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. If the different they call the Pirates, the club start introduce players. The first year was different, the second year was different, the third year he had player for any position.
Yes.
He had a very, very good squad. You understand what I'm saying? He had a very good squad. He injured somebody, he had to replace. He have. Now, it happened. You understand? I mean, he knows when he arrived to Pirates how many players he have. Now the club also knows, and then start introducing, and introducing young play. 3 years, and like this. But my point is always to say, this is the squad the club gave to me, and I need to coach. You're talking about Mzansi, he wasn't relegated, and I don't think over the Gamma signed any player, but he managed to survive with the same player. Now Mzansi going to analyze now. Looking now, Cape Town. One thing in playoff, and one thing relegated to Cape Town. Look at the situation from Cape Town.
Very interesting.
Very correct, very interesting. Now, who are you going to have now?
2 teams. If the Cape Town said there's a possibility of them not coming back.
They are saying to you. And the Spirit who had Ayers, now he changed the name. But looking the different Durban city, he moved from Marisville, now he promotion. Now he need to know now.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the reason I say to you, football is 7 days, 24 hours. Because now you finish the league, you start prepared. It's not time to relax. Coaching don't have day off. It's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, you are right, Coach. True. You are right. Because, yeah, Coach, if I may ask you this, because I need to ask this. I need to ask you this. What's the job of technical director in national team? I'm not talking about the team level. A technical director's job at the national team. Yes, we've explained to the team level that a bit, I've got a clue. But what's the job of the technical director at the national team level?
This is different because it's national. In national, what you emphasize, your first priority is national team. From junior to senior. All the calendar, all the competition, prepare the programs, the coaches. And remember, here in SAFA, you had a technical committee who need to work together with the technical director.
Yes.
I don't want to put in case about money. But
Yes,
no,
just,
no.
yeah.
And then from there, you go to the second one, who is development programs. All the LFA.
Very important.
All the LFA. Correct.
Just want to know.
Correct. And then when you hold the LFA, you got the coaches educators. You need to observe all the LFA coaches, qualification or no have qualification. Now you got 3. Now you got in 4, the identity of football in the national team. If all the national team play the same Mafana, or we different? The 5, what is our vision? What is our vision? Now the next World Cup is coming. Forget about. Now we're going to talk about 2030.
Yeah.
2030.
It's a plan, yeah.
Correct. 2030. Where you going to arrive the national? Because remember, we go to World Cup, but we not arrive to final in under 17. We not arrive to under 20. We win only one Olympics. And mañana doing well, and the 70. The mean is the calendar, but no interference.
Yes.
Only guidance. Only guidance. If you check now who is the technical director in FIFA, Arsene Wenger. Look in the experience he had in Arsenal.
I wanted to ask about the experience as well.
The experience he had in coaching,
Yeah.
in coaching young players, etc., etc.
Yes.
Now, the technical director is the person who monitors and guiding the football. They said to you, I don't want to mention names, absolutely nothing. It's only my view.
Opinion, yes.
My opinion. You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying?
We need to respect it.
Correct. No. And now we're coming now to introduce school football.
That's a job of technical director at a national level.
Yeah, school football coordinate with education aspect. Now, I want to ask you one question. You play in a high level of football.
Yes.
When you have 10, 12 years, in what space you play football? In a small size of football or big field?
For me, it's a small side.
Correct.
Small, yes.
Now the thing is, the primary school, he need to play the indoor football. And it not happen.
Yes.
It not happen. And then the player the indoor football, on the small side of football, he will understand the mobility, the passes, etc., etc.
Yes.
Now when you go to high school, now you increase the size.
Okay.
You understand what he
I
say?
understand.
But not that the Tati can play in full size. I mean, all this thing is important. Now, when we're doing the courses, for example, the CAF, or courses, the D license, etc., 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 we need to incorporate our identity of football. Because remember, for issues, you had teams who come from white community,
Yes.
color community,
Yes.
Indian community, black community.
Yes.
You need to put together
Yes.
because it's one country.
Yes. Yes.
But when you're watching development football in Johannesburg, the football are different.
Yeah, true.
It's different.
No, true.
It's different. Now, this is the identity of football. They said to you, technical director is national.
Yes.
Now, we need to have our complete facility. Complete. We have now one in Fambele, close to El Dorado Park, when he had 3 fields. We need to have in the night region the same. 9 of this complex. 9. And then we need to have pre-selection in the night region for all national teams. Because always say Johannesburg. I mean, it's a lot of job, when you talk about technical director, national.
Yeah, it's a question because
It's a lot of job to do. To increase the education aspect. The A license. The pro license.
Yes.
It's important to do it. Also, one of the who need to identify also from SAFA is the coaches who coming from outside. What qualification have?
that's a job of the technical director national.
To recommend. For
Yes.
example, you want to take the coach who in his country he coach 10 division, but coming here to PSL. What credibility he have? What credibility he have? I mean, this coach who coming here must be show the passion who knows South African football.
I needed to ask you this because I see, I'm talking about the national technical director. Does he have access or he must communicate with teams. I'm talking about coaches, PSL, all of them. It's a question. And because I see other teams, they don't have under 15. I don't want to point fingers. I'm talking general. There's a lot of teams, coach, who doesn't have the under 15 development, under 17s, or the under 13s. They only have APC Mutsipe teams and DDC, that's all. I've seen several teams. So I just want to find out that the technical director national does he have access to go and attach those things, like, and go and consult? I'm talking about communicating with teams and say, just make sure you create the structures. I'm talking about create other divisions for Mhlambe, maybe to make it simple for junior teams, international teams, coaches, because there's many teams. Because I'm not lying to you. I know I travel. Me, I'm a fan of development. I come from development structure. I watch the development teams. I see other teams, they don't have under 13, and there's nothing being said about that. Under 15, there's nothing. Under 17. So the job of technical director national, does it allows him to go and ask certain coaches, I'm talking to PSL, that why you don't have these 8 groups in the teams?
Yes, listen, remember, you the technical director, you look in the harmony.
Yes.
They communicate. You can say today, please, I want to see the head of development technical director of the Sundowns.
Oh.
You share, you go and share. You say, listen, I saw, your development, please, you can explain to me in what stage, what is your criteria, you understand, because why? Because remember, this player want to come into the national team, you understand? And then we want to know, you have how many days in the week you train. It's a cooperation. You can go to talk to Cardoso about the players, because listen, our national coach, he looking about 1 to 3, who is good. We want to know what is his discipline, internal here is good, blah, blah. It's the relationship. You don't go there to tell him what to do. It's to know the relationship. And nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
Yes.
It's nothing wrong. Bruce tried, I believe, according to the media, 2 or 3 times to meet all the coaches of the PSL, and they were not successful. But because he don't know the culture, the structure, you understand what he say? And some of the coaches were jealous, you understand what he say? But because I know the country, I will take another strategy. You understand what he say? Individual.
I understand.
You understand what he say? Individual. And I will talk to them. See, it's about to share. It's not about to tell them where to play. This is part of the communication. And you need to understand, development, SAFA no development players. We select players from clubs. It means the small time that you have,
Yes.
4, 5 days, you try to identify your football.
Yes.
You can't tell Bruce going to development player to 2 days training, 3 days training. No. He take the player the way he see in the game.
Yes.
You understand? He say, no, this player want to see me in the fight, blah, blah, blah. Now he try to put together.
Because
You
he doesn't
understand?
have time.
Correct. But in the meantime, he can talk to the coach, the pilot, to take coffee. He say, when you training Mofoken, or you training CBC, why you think about it? He say, yeah, and you win.
Yes.
Because you had this relationship. You understand? You mean it? And you mentioned something very important. Technical director is the national technical director,
Yes.
who need to share with everyone. And he need to know from Utata to Toyando, from Nele Prey, is happy. But I
Yes.
said to you, football is universal. In football, you need to understand, your main objective is you need to recommend coaches for national team. You need to update coaches. No, it's to put you one case, not to criticize anyone. You finish the D license. But until now, it's not any refresh course for the license. You finish the B license, and you have coaches who finish 3-4 year B license, no refresh course. It's only to follow up. Because if you 1 year do the D license, you need to refresh you because football is changed.
Yes.
You understand? But it need to be happening. You don't need to blame anyone. It's part of the job. You understand? But I say to you, some particular position is very demand. It's very demand.
I see.
It's very demand.
That's why
you need to be 7 days. Very demand. You understand what I'm saying? And always guiding, supporting, always. Because remember, no matter you go to outside Johannesburg, it's the fly, it's the petrol, it's the car, it's the finance aspect. And you need to consider all these elements also. This is the reason for me, coaches accepting job and he know the conditions.
And then you want to blame the team.
You understand?
I understand.
And then it's difficult. It's difficult. Yeah. Now when you start losing, you say, no, I don't have central back. I don't have this. But you took the job.
Yeah, you assessed it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You do the job. And this job, the coach, is very cruel. Sometimes you need luck, it's true. Sometimes it's positive, negative. You have coaches in the moment who not working months, a year, and you need to put a plate in the table.
True.
You understand? And this is the reason myself, to all our colleagues, you're not friend in football.
Yeah, true.
You need to work with a person who's working very hard. Not be sentimental. Because he's sentimental, he can kill you. You need to work. And when you call him assistant is like your brother. He assists you. He must protect you. He must with you. And not happen. Because when you dismiss the coach, the assistant remains.
Yeah, I was asking I had a conversation with Michael Nkambule and Chabi Somalats that we as black people and we as colleagues in football, we kill one another. Sometimes that's why these directors, they went to overseas, they say bring your technical team because we don't like each other. Yeah, Coach, you are right. Coach, I want to ask this question. Do you believe in winning, playing good football? I mean, winning in style, or you believe you can win ugly? You believe in winning ugly or winning in style? I'm saying playing beautiful football, a very effective football, winning or playing ugly football and win. I just want to find out from those two things. I know me, what type of a coach. I've been watching you, I've been following you. I learn as a player still because I've got my own academy as well, and I learn from you. Coaches like you, I love. Do you believe in winning in style, Coach, or winning ugly? I just want to find out, Coach.
You the coach?
Yes.
What is your principles?
Yeah.
Because remember, you have coaches who never play soccer, and you have coaches who play soccer.
Yes.
Now, you play.
Yes.
I mean, you already have identities.
Yes.
I mean, is you can't select robots.
Yes.
Because he's going to damage you.
Yeah.
But when you see players, he can play. The winning is a process.
Yes.
The winning is the motivation. You lose, you winning is not important.
Yeah.
You must take out or you mind this thing, you must win. It's not in development. It's not in development.
Yeah.
The thing is, you create the player who come in 12 years, 10 years, he can pass a little bit, but after 1 year, he improving. This is your job. This is your job. Be a better player. Make the star of tomorrow. This is our job. And no lying to players. Because sometimes the player, you think he can make, but you a little bit out. And you tell him,
Yes.
boy, you need to improve in 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
But we never, because the parents come and say, no, you son, no, it's impossible. Myself, I had the privilege to always coaching players who like to be hungry.
Yes.
And you made a team.
Yes.
You will have different. Remember, some coaches he like particular players, and he is wrong.
Yeah.
And some players, he fail or faint because the coach no start the lineup.
Yes.
And then fight. Fight for the lineup. But what happened in junior sometimes? Parents is involved, parents insult you, parents want to parents want to bravery you, hey, I kill you 5,000. It's not working. It's not working.
Yeah,
But myself, I believe in the player to display his talent.
Yes.
And the winning coming after because you are good. Or you prepare.
Thank you, Coach, for clarifying.
You prepare.
Because I see people, they grinding results. And it's true, Coach. And people who knows like as you say, there's principles of you. You know how your team want to play. And that's your belief. You say you don't sacrifice. You want to see the player, and the player, if he's got the talent and is willing, is hungry enough, and you just add the principles and stuff, the boy to understand. But you are right, Coach. There are people we see. Me, I watch PSL. I work under as an analyst, and I see some teams they just win, Coach.
The only thing you change this principle for results. Example, if you play high competition in PSL or etc.,
Yes.
and you winning, and you play good football, but there's 5 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go. This beautiful football, sometimes it changes because you need
5 minutes
to defend, you know, to play a counter-attack. Or your football is reduced because you want to put more play in defense. This is different.
Yes.
Because football is about winning.
Yes.
It's about
But
point.
it doesn't change your identity.
Correct. No. They say to you, football changes sometimes because you need the results.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
During the game.
Yes.
You remember when Mourinho coaching Real Madrid,
Yes.
and he played 10 players in the back.
True. I saw.
In Real Madrid, the supporters was mad, but he champion.
Yes. True.
He champion. You understand? What is his objective? To champion.
Yes.
But he was not playing the football Real Madrid played. And it happened.
Yeah, it happens last 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
And people want to learning. What happened with Pirates? In the last minutes, the player want to learning. You understand what he's saying? Want
You
to
mean
learning.
the Champions League second
Correct,
leg?
yes.
Yes.
Player want to learning because it was about 5-10 minutes.
Yes.
You understand? And player want to learning. And you know, one of the blessing for me is when I championed with Pirates 2011, 2012, I had a group of players with experience. And the player himself, we were leading 1-0, and happened against Ajax, happened in Super Sport. They're saying he know me to say, hey, 10 minutes, where you going? Where the football?
Yes.
And the player himself, luckily, where you go? Where? We will lead. He already the learning process.
Yes.
You see, unfortunately, some players is too young, and it's excitement. He not see this thing, you understand? But in football, you need to have you playing A and you playing B. When you winning, when you losing, when you drop. You need to understand this because it's happening. You can play the beautiful football, happy with Sundowns. In the last minute here in Pretoria.
Yes, it happens.
You
lost, they came away.
Correct, the ball coming cross.
True.
You understand? And again, Pirates also, the fullback go, the ball coming this side.
True.
And it come. I mean, all this thing is a learning process. And you learning game by game. And what you say is very important, or you play it to enjoy, to display, or you play it to win. It's two aspects different.
I need to understand.
Development is one, and high competition is another one. Is the truth. And remember, development stages until 17 years. After 17 years, is no more development. And this is something that we need to understand. And the player also anxiety. He need to mechanic. Say, hey, playing A, playing B. The coach say this, and you correct this thing. It's very important.
Very, very important.
Like now, every time you see the ball, play the ball back. Play the ball back. Play the ball back. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's not positive.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And how many mistakes will happen? How many mistakes will happen? This is the reason, always in my age, I still learning, I still assess, but the identity of football, you can't change.
I know. That's why we
And you have the players.
Yeah.
I know how the players.
That's why we here.
Yeah, I know how the players,
still
and then I will tell you, Junior, sorry, we don't have players. But we have players, 55 million people. We have players everywhere. I mean, we can say we don't have. It's impossible. Now, you see now a lot of festival, competition, is a holiday, but you're watching game. You say you assistant, hey, we're watching the game in Foster, hey, it's the game in Ellis Parade, hey, it's the game, let's go. This is the truth, the reality. It's no time to rest.
Yeah.
It's no time. But every coach is different, no? But this job of football is very cruel. Sometimes you prepare and no coming.
Coach, know? I see many development teams, they play for results. I'm talking about development. I'm not talking about the senior side. And it's. I need to ask you this. Is it a good thing in development to play for results?
Listen, you will win medals and trophies. You have thousands of medals and trophies, but you know development, the single player to go to PSL. And then, what is winning? You celebrate in the moment. Until you celebrate, the other thing is cried. But this thing that cried, maybe have better players than this one. And you mentioned something very important. You had teams, when you play, I say no mention name, who pumping the ball the whole game.
I just want to find out, yes. True.
Pumping the ball the whole game, and the coach telling, cross the ball, pump the ball. You know that? It happened. You have coaches who swearing kids. You have shouting, the family involved, shouting, and the boys cried, and the boy, he can't do more. Yeah. And this is what is exactly the difference. You know, when you go to Europe or South America, let me tell South America, the parents not allowed to inside the field. You outside. And the parents know you can't change direction. You can't change indication of the children. But here, it's happening. And sometimes parents coming and tell you, why must my children not play? Why the coach not like my children?
Yeah, true.
It's happening.
True,
you understand? And the reason is development player from earlier age is beautiful. It's beautiful. You know, sometimes you see players who no have money for transport. You have no have soccer boot. But when you see the players in the township, fantastic.
Something else.
But it's different. It's different. They say to you, you know, and you mentioned before years, you know, when you remember, you know, the Yusel, Jabo Pule, you know, our friend Isaac Ubane, left footer, when you see Dr. Kumalo, Tebo Moloy, when you see John Moetti, you know, it's unbelievable the play we had this country, you know, not to mention thousands of players, you know, but what we can do, unfortunately, is what we need to work, no?
Yes.
But coaches also need to improve himself. Coaches need to improve and working very hard.
You are right.
We have knowledge, we have coaches, we have players, but we need to work more harder.
Coach, I just to close it, I just want to find out you still want to coach in Betway Premiership? That's a question. Or you happy with your own development structure, or you still want to be involved in any setup in development structure, South African development? Because I believe South Africa should have used you. For me, I believe I'm talking about the national team, or one of the biggest teams in South Africa. I wish they can take you. I know how, because Coach, I'm very observant. I'm one person. Maybe that's why me and Coach Farouk, when I was playing, also used to share a lot of idea. Me as a player, and like he used to share idea, and I used to learn while playing. So I just want to find out what from you. You want to still do you still want to get involved in football?
100% what
Coaching.
you mentioned, 100%. You know, Arsene Wenger is 74 years. Hugo Bros de Mafana is 74. I'm 73. If God give me the opportunity to coach again, or PSL or national team, there's no doubt about it. The opportunity for me to be the technical director, or etc., I'm involved in football. My academy is something who is my passion for the kid. But the opportunity coming, 100% I will take. I will die in football.
Yeah.
And it is simple for me.
Yeah.
And then the opportunity, I'll be there, to work. And sometimes I don't want to mention your name.
I understand.
But I have coaches in the PSL who ask me to be assistant coach. But sometimes I'm scared to tell me. It's not a problem about titles. It's until I'm involved in football. In football, I don't undermine anyone. And your question, I appreciate your question. And I say, I still with energy, I still with my knowledge, I still with my passion to do coaching in my life.
Yeah, coach, thank you. I think no so eval our faith. I thank you, coach. Prof. One of the best knowledgeable coach in South African football. I rate him so high, and not because of the hype or media. Everybody knows he's not been called prof for nothing. He produced coaches sort of Abu Mandla, the late Mandla, the one who coached in Swaziland. He was at Pirates under 19, also TTC sometime. The Bukhomloi, the list goes on. A lot of coaches, and Thabo Senong come from his hands, knowledgeable, very knowledgeable. And he took out the best out of individual players. He produced players such as Gibbs Lerime, Benedict Sofilagas, Tugutugu Makanya, Lebohangchis Boy Mokena, Rebukhele Mabi. The list goes on. I can mention, and it's non-stop. Even now, he continued his development. The last time I went there to watch his development, that's the same. And well done, coach. Thank you for coming. I'm so honored for you to honor my calling. If I say, Coach, come, I know how busy you are. I'm so humble. You're one of the best, and I respect you. So big in South African football, I know. Some of us will respect you, and I wish you the best. But with this chair, after you leaving here, write it down. Something big is coming for you.
No, thank you for the opportunity. I want to greet my family.
Yes.
My wife, my kids, my grandchildren, who always give me the opportunity, to assist me in all my job, and also to greet all the coaches who working in the academy, Augusto Palacios Players Academy, and the players, and I always grateful to development and give opportunity to coaches, because majority of the coaches come from the township, and I grow in them. And thank you to you for the opportunity to express myself about football, and good luck and all the best to you also in your academy, in your broadcast.
Yeah. Junior Khanye TV, don't forget, hashtag bet with the best, hashtag well sport betting in Amanje on Mfana Sevuta, Junior Khanye on.